If you're thinking about making the move to the South Charlotte area, looking for a place that combines excellent schools with small town charm, well, you've come to the right place because we're going to highlight the village of Wesley Chapel and share all things you need to know if you're considering making the move, so stick around. Well, welcome to Wesley Chapel, snuggled right between Weddington, Monroe, and between Indian Trail, and then there's Waxhaw. Right in the middle there, the village of Wesley Chapel is a relatively new village established in 1998. It has been known really as a rural farming community until the past couple decades, which has seen it absolutely explode from a residential factors such as homes, and we've even seen, as we'll talk about, the commercial side with shopping here in the Wesley Chapel area really grow and make it one of the most desirable communities in all of Union County. Quick intermission: if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know all things going on in South Charlotte areas just like Wesley Chapel, make sure you like and subscribe so I can share with you videos as soon as they're released, so you'll be the first to know. I'm Steve Jarrell with the Longleaf Group at eXp Realty. I love working with people just like you every single day that are interested in learning more about the South Charlotte area. So make sure you reach out. All of my information is below. We'll schedule a one-on-one so you can just learn a little bit more and we can go from there. But once again, Steve Jarrell. With all that said, let's jump back in. So in this video, we're going to highlight what's made Wesley Chapel so desirable, as well as some of those pros and the cons of living in the Wesley Chapel area. So first, we're going to dive in and start talking about the first pro of living in Wesley Chapel, and that really is the schools. One of the biggest factors for anybody making moves to locations, especially Union County, is the schools, and Wesley Chapel does not disappoint with access to some of the highest rated schools in really the greater Charlotte area and beyond, with high schools from Weddington High School, as you'll see, a 10 out of 10 on greatschools.org. Weddington Middle School, also top rated in the middle school category, and then Wesley Chapel Elementary, which is just a fantastic elementary school as well. So you have one of Union County's finest communities, right, with access to the top rated schools. And that obviously makes it super desirable for families or individuals that want to see their home appreciate because of the great schools. A huge factor of living in the Wesley Chapel community or moving to Wesley Chapel is the real estate market. As I mentioned earlier, Wesley Chapel is really only a little over a couple decades old, if you will, from an establishment and the growth of new builds and communities in the area. So you have access to homes that are relatively new. And by that, I mean homes from 20 years, and then even more so are continuing to grow and be built in the Wesley Chapel area. And so you're gonna have access to newer homes, homes that keep being established in the area, not quite as strict of home guidelines from lot requirements and things of that nature that you'll see in Weddington and some other communities, but they still are, the homes and the HOAs still have very high quality necessities for their homes. So you see high quality homes in the area as well that do pop up, and all located centrally within some of the other hottest communities in Union County, from Weddington, Waxhaw, Monroe, and as I mentioned, Indian Trail, and you're right in the middle of everything. And those homes have access, obviously, to everything within your fingertips. While the median home price in the Wesley Chapel area is $560,000, you do have a range as any area, but with $560,000 being the median, that's actually not bad considering you have other areas of even higher appreciation or higher price point from the Marvin area, Weddington, parts of Waxhaw that are quite a bit higher. Wesley Chapel is catching up because of its desirability, But you have homes in areas like Quintessa that are well over $1 million in a very private gated community. And you have other areas within the Wesley Chapel, as you'll see as we drive through communities, that are priced more in the mid 500s and above, but you have access directly to, as we'll talk about in our next pro of living in Wesley Chapel, access to shopping and amenities. These homes literally are within walking distance to some of the shopping that is available in Wesley Chapel. Now, a con may be for some the lack of a nightlife, and if you are looking for a true nightlife, Wesley Chapel and really a lot of the Union County area is not for you. And that's not a knock on Wesley Chapel, because there are dining options, there are shopping options available, as you'll see as we drive through the Village Commons in Wesley Chapel. You have your Super Target, there's a Starbucks, dining options, the Brooklyn Pizza Parlor, as well as the local supermarket, Harris Teeter, which if you're new to the Charlotte area, Harris Teeter is our go-to shopping option here, and there's a Starbucks within the Harris Teeter. Hickory Tavern, another dining option, all right here in the Village Commons area, which Weddington Road, which obviously connects Weddington, drives directly through the Wesley Chapel area and Village Commons, which makes it a really accessible shopping center for anybody in the Wesley Chapel and Weddington and a lot of other areas right here in the western Union County area. But for high-end shopping, late night dinners or things like that, you're going to want to either go to Waverly, potentially Uptown, South End, but there is shopping available and things to do within Wesley Chapel. So while there's not a nightlife, there are things to do, and there is shopping available and newer shopping available in Wesley Chapel. I will say one of the biggest cons of living in an area that is really growing, and as I mentioned earlier, is established not that long ago in 1998, you are seeing some of those growing pains in the Wesley Chapel area when it comes to traffic. Areas like Weddington Road, especially during those heavier traffic times, mornings, afternoons, you're going to see traffic become an issue, and just the infrastructure in general, whether it's making a U-turn or people not knowing where they're going at times, it seems like that can be a con for sure. And I think we're going to continue to see those growing pains as the areas continue to expand and roads widen. But without a doubt, that is a con of just the growing pains of an area that is continuing to appreciate. People are moving here from all over for good reason, but the roads need some catching up to alleviate some of that congestion. As you drive through Western Union County, you'll definitely notice the abundance of outdoor space. And that's really one of the things that makes the Union County area special, is that there is green space, and while it's continuing to get developed, there are some fantastic parks and outdoor recreation that are available. Two of my favorite in the Wesley Chapel area, number one being Dogwood Park, which is located obviously in Wesley Chapel, but it is fantastic for going out for a run. You'll see morning exercisers at Dogwood Park. You'll see kids running around there's a playground area, a pond with a bridge going across, as well as an outdoor amphitheater. So it is a great park, very clean, lots of things to do in a very condensed park, but it is well maintained and just a great place to go. The other outdoor park, and overall more than just a park, it's a sports recreation area for a host of athletics, youth athletics, is the Weddington Optimist Park. And as a member of the Weddington Optimist, which is we have our meetings within the park, I'm there all the time, and it is constantly being used by youth leagues, soccer, football, baseball, and it is community focused, which is right there on Weddington Road, and it's a staple of the community in Wesley Chapel, in Weddington, and you are absolutely in one of the best youth league programs and sports facilities and grounds in Union County. So you have these two outdoor areas. So if you have kids that are athletes or wanting to participate, you have the Optimist Park right there in Wesley Chapel on Weddington Road. So as a pro for Wesley Chapel, you have access to fantastic facilities, parks, and as I mentioned, on the youth athletic side. So as I mentioned earlier, a con of a very popular area, a growing area like Wesley Chapel, you have traffic, you have people moving to the area, which isn't a bad thing itself, but that does create home prices to continue to escalate for new buyers. Obviously, if you're living here, your home is appreciating exponentially, as you can imagine, since Wesley Chapel's incorporation in the late 90s. But you also have just a host of opportunities for new developments and growth in the area, which if you're living here, if you're moving from out of state, you're gonna notice one of the biggest things from a positive standpoint are the taxes, which are considerably lower. If you've watched our other videos, that's a common theme through Union County, which is definitely known for being a lower property tax area, especially compared to the Mecklenburg, greater Charlotte, Mecklenburg area, which are much higher than the Union County area, which obviously Wesley Chapel is a part of that. So with the downside, you have a host of positives, but there's a reason people love Wesley Chapel and continue to move here, as we discussed. So thank you for joining our video today, overviewing the Wesley Chapel area and trying to share, really the pros, cons, the realities of living in the Wesley Chapel area. So for everybody at the Longleaf Group, thank you for watching. Until next time, we will see you then.